Oh, there you are, YouTube. Do subscribe if you're interested. Hey, I've got a random ranking for you. I'm going to go to my movie collection behind me and pick out 3 movies at random and then rank those movies based on whatever criteria I come up with. I'll rank them here in the video, and if you'd like to rank them in the comments below, please feel free to do so and use whatever criteria you come up with. Then, wait, is that it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then I was gonna say, then I'll dive into that comment section, and then we'll talk about cinema. But let's get to picking some movies. You know what? Let's see. Let's go over to this section over here. Maybe I'll pick 3 movies from the same area, not necessarily next to one another. Ooh, what is that? That's a unique feeling box. Ooh, so is that one. Or case, I should say. Alright, let's see what we got. Gotta make sure I've seen these. Okay, that's fun. Oh, okay, that's what that was. Oh, gosh. Alright. Here we go. So, could we get any more moths in here? Ketchup popsicle. So, Tommy Boy, I find to be incredibly quotable. This is one of the pairings of David Spade and Chris Farley. Obviously, the other one being Black Sheep. And sometimes I have to sit there and think a little bit. Wait, which one am I quoting? Which one am I quoting? They sort of bleed together for me anymore as the years have passed. But this one I feel like was sort of the bigger film, the more popular of the two. But I do really like them both. Very funny. Dennehy's great. Rob Lowe, I remember was it the first time I watched this? Because I didn't see this in the theater as a kid, but I probably not the first time, but I have this memory of watching it on TV, and it was the first time my stepmom had ever seen it. And I remember she is watching it, and then she goes, "Is that Rob Lowe?" Like, he hadn't really been in movies for a while, or at least any that she had seen. And she's like, "Wow, haven't seen him in a long time." So yeah, this was kind of a fun period for Rob Lowe. He was, you know, sort of this Brat Pack heartthrob, but then he started showing up in stuff like this and the Austin Powers movies. So, I don't know. It was just kind of cool to see him doing that sort of stuff. And this was actually how I knew him, and then I went back and sort of discovered him as being an original Brat Packer. But, yeah, like Tommy Boy a lot. Next we have, let me do my Dwight Schrute impression. The Crow. You know what I'm talking about? Desert Island episode. So, this movie I think I've only seen the one time. Is that right? I was late to this movie. I had a friend from high school. This was his favorite movie of all time. He would talk about it constantly. Same with some other buddies that really loved it. And I don't know, me and my best friend, we would just sort of like, you know, joke around about how that's their favorite movie of all movies. And you know, just like how emo or gothic or moody it is. But yeah, I was late to it, and like I feel like I only watched it for the first time in the past 10 years. But it's like a ubiquitous film, so it's like you know quite a bit about it even though you haven't seen it, that sort of thing. So it's like I felt like I had seen it, knew a lot about it, but I think actually sitting down and watching it was semi-recently. But Ernie Hudson, I mean, that's the cool part, right? Love Winston. Love seeing him in movies. Obviously, a lot of tragedy happened with this film with Brandon Lee. But I would like to become more acquainted with it, though, because I did sort of just not watch it for years, and then but I feel like I still don't know it well enough in an actual sort of way, rather than just being adjacent to it through friends. So it's one I do need to rewatch. Next we have a day ruiner. We have a movie that ruins your day. Okay, so I'm trying to think how many. There's only been a handful of movies that have done this. I think I was thinking 2, but maybe 4 day ruiners that I can think of offhand. But this is one of them. Dancer in the Dark. Lars von Trier. Let me make sure that's right. Didn't he direct this? Pretty sure he did. Yeah, Lars von Trier. And I actually got this from a... So my wife had seen this movie, and then when we got married, she showed it to me. But I don't think she showed it to me until we bought it. Like, we saw it was for sale at this video store that we had, like a local video store. And they were going out of business and selling all of their inventory, so we went and bought a bunch of stuff, and we ended up buying this movie. And this was a pick of the week, as you can see right there, by an employee named Stephanie. It says, Dancer in the Dark, depressing, really depressing. But the story is original and the music is cool. This is Bjork right here. But it really is. It's a very depressing, sad movie. Just hard to watch, day ruiner type film. And you don't feel good for a while. You really don't. And I think maybe only 4 movies have done that to me, and this was one of the more severe ones. The most severe was World's Greatest Dad, starring Robin Williams. That really ruined my day. And then this one, and then Melancholia, to an extent. That was probably the weakest of the ones. Not weakest film, because actually it's one of my favorite movies, but in terms of ruining my day. But Hurt Locker did, and people are always surprised when I say that one, because I think a lot of people have seen it. I mean, relatively, and they didn't have that same response where I did. It sort of like made me feel sad, like all day long. But this one will do that to you as well. Okay, so how are we gonna rank these? I think I know. I'm gonna go Tommy Boy number 1. I mean, it's the complete opposite of Dancer in the Dark, right? Because you're having a great time. But then I'm gonna go Dancer in the Dark. It is a very high quality film, great movie, very affecting, and you know, it really is capable of making you feel not good. So I'm gonna go Dancer in the Dark for number 2, and then The Crow. But again, The Crow's just something I need to get more acquainted with. I think I've only seen it the one time. I'm trying to remember if I'd seen it beforehand, like clips, yes, but catching pieces of it on TV, but never in full except one time. So I really do want to get into that more. So yeah, Tommy Boy, Dancer in the Dark, and then The Crow. So my question to you is, have you seen these movies? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all 3, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.